King Charles III praised what he called the selfless army of volunteers serving communities across the country. He described them as the essential backbone of our society. I'm joined by the writer and broadcaster Hugo Vickers now to analyse the King's message. Hugo, thank you very much for your time and a very Merry Christmas to you. It looks beautiful there, much more beautiful than it is in damp old Britain right now. But Hugo, what did you make of that?
Well, Merry Christmas to you, Darren, first of all. I thought it was a very good speech. I thought he delivered it very well. I thought he also moved seamlessly from the, as it were, religious context at the beginning through to the caring of the community, and then bringing in the very essential point that, you know, at the end of the day, we have to keep things going for the next generation, which is something which he's been dwelling on for many years. I thought it was very effective. I think he's a very polished performer. You know, He's very confident, and I think also he's kind of gained in confidence even since he became king, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. I do think that. I mean, he stands up there with a certain amount of, dare I say, swagger. You know, he always wears these very nice suits. He is tailored to the max. And yeah, I thought his delivery was very good. But Hugo, one of my viewers emails in and says he didn't hear anything about the military as head of the armed forces, you know, ex-servicemen and women. But I actually, we heard of the selflessness and the selfish nature of those serving, right?
Yes, I mean, this, as you know, is a speech which he can make personally without consultation with the government. All the other speeches that he makes are approved by, you know, the Prime Minister or the Foreign Secretary or whoever. And I think he wanted to keep it on a sort of a peaceful theme. I mean, you can, of course, criticize him for what he didn't say, but actually I thought he covered all the essential points that we need to think about on this very special day.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, how much do you think actually the royals that were played at the end there, you know, we had footage of the working royals played at the end who've played a pivotal role actually since the death of Her Majesty the Queen. And I think the importance that he's placed upon them was really quite evident.
Very much so. Of course, working royals is a sort of a new concept which came in round about the time of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, where the distinction was made between those who actually work and make a contribution to the family and those who, for various reasons, don't. And I've always said that the most successful members of the royal family are those who, you know, quietly support the monarch and don't ask for anything for themselves. They're the support team, and they are very important. As you can imagine, the demands on a monarch are enormous, and he simply cannot fulfill all the demands put upon him. So he has a family to take on different roles on his behalf. And when they're not doing that, they can pursue very particular interests of their own. Princess Anne always said that, and she's always worth listening to, by the way, she said that when she started out doing royal duties, her father, the Duke of Edinburgh, said, you know, you will be asked to do a lot of things. Choose things where you really feel you can make a contribution and where you're really committed and interested. And that, of course, is what she's always done.
Yes, I mean, I don't wish to pick favourites, Hugo, but my favourite royal has to be the Princess Royal, Princess Anne. I think she does a phenomenal job, and she always has done it with that sort of no-nonsense candour that, dare I say, was somewhat reminiscent of the late Duke of Edinburgh.
Absolutely right. I agree with you. I think she's fantastic, and she talks really good sense. You know, every now and again she comes out with a remark, and I think, well, I wish I'd thought of that. You know, which is a great compliment. You know, and she is very sensible, and she doesn't take any nonsense from anybody. And I think her attitude is very much the attitude of both parents that she had. She knows she's done her bit. Occasionally, I think that she can feel the need to ask whether you or I have done our bit, and are we pulling our weight, because she does it from a confidence of having done that. And the king too, of course. But the great thing, which is very important with the royal family, is that they shouldn't really worry too much what we think about them. They should just get on with the job. And that's what they're all doing very effectively, in my view.
Indeed. Hugo Vickers, thank you very much for your time as ever.